In the gate. And they're off in the Santa Anita Handicap, presented by Yamava Resort and Casino. And Subsanador darts out of the gate and quickly takes over. Reincarnate at the rail and a little bit tight. And here's Mixto between rivals vying for the lead. Newgrange is up and on the pace, just a length off them. And Newgate settles down in fifth, 4 lengths off the leaders. Then it's Salesman at the back of the field with Highland Falls. They move into the first turn, and it's Subsanador and Mixto in front. A length back to Newgrange, 3 deep in third. Reincarnate drafting in behind the runners fourth, followed by Newgate fifth, 4 lengths off the lead. Highland Falls inches up on the inside of Salesman, just 6 lengths covers the entire field. 6 furlongs to run, and it's Subsanador, 3/4 of a length to Mixto in second. Outside of them, Newgrange kept close in third. Reincarnate fourth. Newgate in between rivals fifth, but just 3 off the lead. Salesman is outside of him, and Highland Falls by himself at the back of the field. They have a half-mile left to go in the big cap presented by Yamava Resort and Casino. And it's Hector Berrios and Subsanador in front throughout. Mixto is asked to get a little bit closer, coming under a ride second. Newgrange outside of them. Reincarnate still fourth along the inside. Newgate is 3.5 off the pace, gets a cue now. Salesman, nothing yet from Highland Falls. Subsanador trying to shake loose with a 1/4 mile to go, and he's done so. He's in front by 3 suddenly. Reincarnate down at the rail. Newgate swinging into action on the far outside. Newgrange inside of him. There's an 1/8 mile to go. Subsanador by 2. Reincarnate chasing. Newgate on the outside is also closing stoutly. Here comes Newgate after Subsanador. Newgate has good momentum coming right to Subsanador, who has led throughout. Subsanador digging in. Newgate surging. Here's the line. Newgate gets up to win the big cap under Frankie Dettori over Subsanador in a thrilling display, getting up right on the money. Go to the outside. And they're off in the San Pasquale, and Stiletto Boy fires out of there, but it was very even as they line up across the track. Newgrange is showing plenty of speed. I'm going to be somebody in between those two. Mixto on the far outside. Newgate is fifth, but just 2 lengths off the speed. They're followed by Mr. Fisk, who has to go 4 wide into the turn, and 2 rivers over at the back of a fairly compact group. 7/8 out. And it's Newgrange setting the tempo. Leads by 1 length over Mixto in second. Stiletto Boy is down on the inside third. They're followed by Newgate, 1 from the outside. Mr. Fisk just outside of him. I'm going to be somebody now, 4 off the lead, steadying in between rivals slightly, and 2 rivers over inches up at the rail. It's Newgrange onto the back stretch past the 5/8 pole in control. Striding along smoothly. A length and a half in front of Mixto's second. At the rail, 2 rivers over takes third and is willing, moving up within a length and a half of the lead. Newgate is just outside of him. They're followed by Stiletto Boy, who's racing inside Mr. Fisk, and then being pushed along. I'm going to be somebody. 3/8 of a mile to run, and it's Newgrange who's been the controlling speed. 3/4 to Mixto in second. Newgate set down on the outside of them. At the rail, 2 rivers over, has 3 to make up. Then Stiletto Boy and Mr. Fisk. They pass the 1/4 pole and turn for home. Newgate comes after him now. These two are going to square off at the 8th pole. A good effort from 2 rivers over, who's fighting down at the rail, and then Mixto past the 8th pole. Newgrange still in front, a length and a half. Newgate giving it his all, but Newgrange has plenty left in the tank, and it's back-to-back in the San Pasquale for Newgrange under Victor Espinoza. Newgate solid. The San Antonio Stakes, and they're off. And Brickyard Ride is going straight to the front. Newgrange hustled up for early speed, and Mixto comes away in third. Subsanador is fourth in the early going, passed now by Stiletto Boy, who sprints through to be a part of the pace as they move around the clubhouse turn. And Brickyard Ride will be the controlling speed, and understandably so. The brilliant sprinter has opened up a 2-length advantage on Newgrange in second. Stiletto Boy comes through to be a joint third, and Mixto outside of him. Subsonador is in just a tad tight, having to steady ever so briefly at the back of this compact field that moves on to the backstretch with Brickyard Ride the target, 3 parts of a length to Newgrange, keeping him honest in second. Then Stiletto Boy, Mixto, Subsonador is eager and tugging his way a little bit forward between those two. There's a half-mile left to go in the San Antonio Stakes, and they're chasing Brickyard Ride into the far turn, maintaining the lead by about 3/4 of a length. Newgrange in second. On the outside comes Mixto, Stiletto Boy, and Subsonador. Those 3 in a line behind the top 2. Brickyard Ride and Newgrange are now on even terms approaching the quarter pole. Newgrange on the outside. Brickyard Ride hanging tough at the rails. Subsonador at the rails. Stiletto Boy top of the stretch, and Newgrange tries to sprint away. Brickyard Ride's running a big race along the rail and not done yet. Subsonador still has 4 to make up in the final furlong. It's Newgrange well off the rail and in control. It will be Newgrange and Arad Ortiz Jr. to win the San Antonio. Mixto rallied strongly late to get second. Then it was Brickyard Ride and Subsonador.
They're off in the Native Diver Stakes. It was a good start. Newgrange bounced out alertly towards the outside, takes the early lead from Arrow the Great and Visitant. Kiss Today Goodbye tucks in just 2 lengths off the leaders. There's Celestial Moon. On the outside is Mr. Fisk, now getting up to be 4th. Skinner has no early speed. He trails 9 lengths off the leader. They race for the clubhouse turn now, and on the lead is Victor Espinosa with Arrow the Great. They take the clubhouse turn, leading it by just over a length now to Newgrange, who backed off with the pace in second. Looks like a very controlled tempo, too. They're not flying on the first turn. Visitant is saving ground in third. Mr. Fisk has a good spot, racing in 4th. Celestial Moon is also ground saving, 2.5 lengths off the leader. They slow that pace down even more for the backside. And then back there, too, is Kiss Today Goodbye with the white cap. And the trailer Skinner now, by virtue of that slow pace, has gotten much closer. And Skinner actually now dragging himself up towards the outside, only 3 lengths off of the leader. They crawl down the backside mid-race. On the lead is Arrow the Great, leading it now by just over a length. He's setting his own pace at this point. Newgrange had backed off in second. Skinner on the far outside. Mr. Fisk now, he makes him go. So here come Mr. Fisk and Skinner there right on the scene. Visitant is now 5th at the rail. Then Kiss Today Goodbye, 4 lengths off the leaders as the pace picks up, and the trailer is Celestial Moon. They now quicken noticeably at the 5/16 pole. Making a big move as Newgrange now comes to stoke up the race. It's Newgrange now with a big move, comes to take on Arrow the Great. Mr. Fisk in perfect position now, poised in third, and 2 lengths back to Skinner. He's driving hard there in 4th. They come for the final furlong now. Mr. Fisk is coming up to a short lead. It's Mr. Fisk, Newgrange, and Skinner with his late bid. He's got to get to Mr. Fisk. It's Mr. Fisk and Skinner, a couple of 3-year-olds, but Mr. Fisk is the best. Another for Juan Hernandez today as they capture the Native Diver Stakes. Skinner was a game second. Newgrange weakened to 3rd.